Hey, Product Boss. Welcome to a special bonus series of the Product Boss podcast. Are you hunting for a quick cash injection or a strategy tweak that can boost your weekend's revenues? Well, my friend, you are in luck. We're going to be giving you quick, actionable money moves sent straight to your podcast feed. These methods are tried and tested. We challenge you to implement them this weekend and see the magic for yourself. Remember, action takers are the money makers. And not only that, but we want to hear from you. Reach out to us on Instagram at The Product Boss and let us know what kind of results you saw. So, ready to monetize your weekends? Let's dive in. If you love saving and making money as much as I do, go to theproductboss.com/money tips and I'll send you a tip each week to your inbox. And I'll also throw in a recap of our top tips. That's theproductboss.com/money tips. Hey, it's Jacqueline, and I'm back with another money tip. And this one is inspired by the feeling that you have with why am I not making sales? And what I want you to think about is the reason might be there's a few different places that people land, okay? It might be that people are confused as to what you're selling. It might be that your conversion points, like where they can buy, is also unclear or confusing and it's not converting well. And the other thing that a lot of you, I feel like, are probably struggling with is that there's not an audience to call on or pull from. So what happens, and what I want to focus on today in today's money tip, is the idea of if I did this like image. So you know how they say if a tree falls in the woods and there's no one around to hear it, did the tree even make a sound? It's the same thing for a product boss. If a product boss has a promotion or an offer and there's nobody around to hear it, do they even make a sale? And I want you to think about that for your business. So if you feel like you're struggling right now, that you're doing all the things that you're learning from the product boss and you're not necessarily seeing the conversion point, the first place I want you to think about is, do I have the audience? Do I have people that I'm marketing and selling to? And if you don't, that has to be your number one goal. We have to collect the people. We have to let people know we exist, but then collect them into a bucket, which is typically an email list or social media. But email list to me is the most important thing for you because social media, we're relying on the algorithm and we need people to sell to. So if you feel like you've got a great product, a great offer, your website feels good, and you're like, why am I not making sales? It's a math problem. And the math problem is that most of the time we can expect to convert 1 to 3% of our base to sales. So what does that mean? If you have 100 people to sell to, 1 to 3 people will buy from you. Okay. So if we have 1,000 people to sell to, 10 to 30 people will buy from you. That may or may not be every time you send an email or make an offer, but that's the percentage. So if you do not have a group of people to sell to, how can you expect to get sales every single day? And so that's what I want you to start to think about. How do I focus on gathering people? One of the reasons I love in person so much is the people are there. The event that you're a part of has gotten the people to come and walk by. So that is immediate foot traffic. If you're going to do that, please collect their email addresses so that you can reach them when the event is over. If you have a brick and mortar, please collect their email addresses. And you can take it a step further and text them. And some of you are starting to incorporate text messaging in your marketing. This money-making episode is brought to you by HubSpot. With Sales Hub, closing deals is no big deal. Try it for yourself at hubspot.com/sales. All right, let's jump into the episode. Now, if you're online, if you're selling e-commerce, and if you are doing social media, for example, you have to think, how do I create an offer to get people to give me their email addresses so that I can contact them? So we have to keep putting ourselves out there. One of the reasons I love Multi-Stream Machine and why it has been so effective for people is because you don't actually need an audience to start if you are not going straight to your own website. So if you are selling on another person's platform, so whether it's Amazon, you're selling wholesale to other people, you're selling in person, you can typically at that point use another person's audience, also with influencers, right? Or any other platform that has their own audience or customer base. The harder part is when we have to create our own customer base. You can do it. You absolutely can do it. It's just not as instant, which is why so many people get started on Etsy, because Etsy has a customer base built in. Etsy's already doing the marketing. You're part of the pool of people, but the general consumer knows if I want to look for something handmade, I'll go search Etsy. So they know the place to go to look for the thing that they want. And then it's obviously your job to show up when their search goes in and that you show up for their search. This is kind of the same idea. If you can start on other people's platforms or with other people's audiences to start, it's the easier way to get going. Or if you're going to do your own e-commerce site and you're going to start to drive traffic there, you have to be a marketer. You have to create content. You have to send emails. You have to think, how am I going to grow my email list? You have to do lots of stuff to get people to you so that you can market and sell to them. And it's all totally possible, right? And we've seen this happen both ways inside of our program. I just wanted to kind of give you those ideas. So if you're feeling stuck, you want to look at, do I have a big enough customer base? So here's my tip for you. If you can take, if you're getting, whatever you're getting this, okay? If it's on a Tuesday and you want to go full 7 days, if it's on a Friday or a Saturday, you want to go full 7 days, I would like to task you, can you try and get one new email subscriber a day? Just one. Now, if you're at next level and you've already been doing this, you know how to grow it, then I want you to say, what's my average and how can I bump it up? Even by just one more. What can I do today to start to ask people for their email addresses, to start to grow my list so that when I do send an email, right, and I do market to them and I connect with them directly, depending on how many people I have, if I can convert 1 to 3% of them, I can start treating this like a math problem and not a something's wrong with me problem. Okay. Cause you're like, I'm sending to 100 people. I should expect 1 to 3 sales when I send out an email. Right. And then it turns into a math problem. And that's where I want you to get to, my friend. Okay. If this was helpful, shoot us back an email at hello@theproductboss or send me a DM over on Instagram at the product boss. And if you're not already listening to the podcast, make sure you follow the show. There's so much good stuff there and so much more. All right. I'll see you next time. Would you like to get these tips sent straight to your inbox each week? Go to theproductboss.com/money tips, and we will also send you a recap of our top money tips. Thank you for being here and listening all the way through the Product Boss podcast. If you love our show and it has helped you in any way in your business, would you mind doing 2 things for us? Subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode and leave us a review. Reviews help other product entrepreneurs know that this is the place to be to grow their businesses and realize that they're not alone. And we know that you all know that a 5-star and honest review helps you sell more products to more people. So you know that your reviews help us reach more listeners around the world. Remember, what we give is what we receive, and we are all about helping each other in the Product Boss community. We are all in this together. We would be so appreciative of you if you could take the time right now to subscribe, leave a review, and even share this episode on social or someone you know so we can impact more lives. And remember, subscribing means that you will get notified each time we release a new episode so you never miss a thing. You have helped us grow and climb into the top 10 of all marketing podcasts, and together we can keep climbing. Thank you, friends. And remember, there is room at the top for all of us.